out of Greensboro, North Carolina, for the ones that don't know me. And I am back again reading out of the Book of Expert Secrets by Russell Brunson, Moving Forward by Robert Kiyosaki. And I am reading Secret Pound number 19, The Perfect Webinar. And in the last video, we was talking about the 4 closes. We want to be able to ask our audience and our clients questions. Number 1 can be, how can I help you? Number 2 can be, how can I help you to get to your resources? What resources are you using in your business to help you make progress in your business? And tonight we're going to be reading out Secret Pound number 19, The Perfect Webinar Hack. If you can see, it takes time to create the perfect webinar presentation. Most people spend a week or 2 creating their first one. And even though I've been using that format for years, I'll often spend a couple of days creating one presentation. And that's what Russell was saying. He will often spend a couple of days with one presentation. Wow, that's really not long time to create a foundation of millions of dollars in business. Sometimes you don't have that much time. In other words, you don't have time sometimes to create a presentation. You just have to go ahead and create your presentation in a certain amount of time. For example, about 2 years ago, I was helping a close friend launch a new company that sold automated webinar software. His sales process looked very traditional, and they were getting average sales driving in his funnel. Excuse me. And they were getting average sales driving traffic into his funnel. Then he decided to launch in an affiliate contest where the winner got 10K. Excuse me for the interruptions. I thought it would be fun, no competitive, but I knew the only way I could win was to change how he was selling his products. In other words, he knew he had to change the way he was selling his products in order to win. I was competing against 100 other affiliates who had been promoting for several weeks, and I was left behind. There was only a few days left before contest ended. So in other words, he had only a few days left before the contest ended. I was about to give up and blow it off, but now I had an idea. What if I could quickly create a perfect webinar launch in about 10 to 15 minutes? In other words, he had a perfect idea that he could create a perfect webinar within 10 to 15 minutes. And that's what we want to be able to do. We want to be able to create a perfect webinar, but I don't know if we're going to be able to create it within 10 to 15 minutes for first starters off like Russell did, but we can try. But what we want to do is implement in our business a webinar as well to help others to grow their business as well. And I am in the process of working on my webinar as well also. I had no idea if it could work, but it was my only way, his only shot. So I started asking myself a lot of questions I've covered throughout this book. I'm going to run through them quickly for you right now because that is all was able to do in 15 minutes before I went live with this promotion. All these elements could have been much stronger if I had more times, but I only had 15 minutes before I went live, before he had went live, and I had to think really fast. In other words, Russell had to think really fast before he went live. I want you to see what you can pull together when you just use the concepts in this book as guidelines. And that's what we want to be able to do, use these concepts in this book as guidelines to grow our business. And in the next video, I'm going to be talking about the questions. I'm going to be talking about the 4 questions that I'm going to be asking you that Russell asks his audience. And I hope you got some value and content out of tonight's lesson, or wherever you are in the world. Maybe it's in the afternoon, out of the book of expert secrets. We want to be able to use a webinar in our business and create a perfect webinar for our audience, so we can be able to offer them, have them something to offer, so they can want to buy our product. And if you got some likes, if you like this video on today, please subscribe to my channel, click the link below, share this video out. Don't forget to leave the comments in the comment sections below, and I will be leaving a description on how to get leads into your business, into a webinar. And I will talk to you in my next video on the book of expert secrets moving forward.